Dear Gunson supporters, your leadership is setting you up to be humiliated. How's it going, folks? It's CR here, and this message is for all the gun sense supporters who are just looking at stuff like Moms Demand Action, or maybe you're getting a little bit of information from the mainstream media, and then you go on to social media and decide you want to get into it with Second Amendment supporters. And I hope you listen to me on this one because I'm trying to save you some major humiliation. It is a common thing for groups such as Moms Demand Action in Everytown, or even certain mainstream media outlets, to give out bad information on the firearm laws in this country, to give out misleading information, and tell their readers, their viewers, that they are now armed with the facts and are equipped to go online and debate Second Amendment supporters on this. They'll let you believe stuff like, well, 90% of Americans support said gun law, or that maybe let you believe that the AR and AR-15 stands for assault rifle, and then you will go online and then get into it with a Second Amendment advocate and end up embarrassing yourself. And usually it ends up with you blocking the Second Amendment advocate and being thoroughly humiliated. You'll go and tell yourself what mean people those gun nuts are, and how they just don't care about children, how they just care about their guns, and that will be that, and there will be that rift. However, you will fail to see several things that could have been dispelled had you just simply, instead of internalizing everything that these gun controllers had to say and what the mainstream media had to say, and instead talk to some actual gun rights advocates first before forming your opinion, things might have turned out a little bit differently. And first thing you probably need to realize about groups such as Moms Demand Action in Everytown is that they're not out there to represent you. They're out there to garner support for more stringent gun control laws. They're out there to garner support for those gun laws, and they don't care if they have to lie to you to get your support. The organizations are both funded from the top up, Michael Bloomberg being a primary funder of these organizations, and the leader of Moms Demand Action, Shannon Watts, was a PR rep for Monsanto. This should be very telling right here. Before Shannon Watts was with Moms Demand Action, she was garnering support for Monsanto. She does PR for a living. Her job is to gain support from the part of the population that doesn't really have an opinion on the Second Amendment or gun rights, either way it goes, and she's trying to take them and bring them onto her side. She's targeting the people who probably are the least informed about this to try to garner support for her side, because even though most Americans generally don't have a strong opinion one way or the other on the Second Amendment or gun rights directly when it comes to the laws that are being proposed right now, there are those that do have an opinion, and most of them that do have a strong opinion generally do not tend to support Shannon Watts, Moms Demand Action, or Everytown, or Michael Bloomberg, or anything like that. And in fact, when you contrast this with the average Second Amendment supporter, the average gun rights defender, you will find that most of us are a little bit more vested in it. We have our own guns for the most part. A lot of us have concealed carry licenses. Some of us have NFA Title II items, such as sound suppressors. We're way more likely to be knowledgeable on what the current gun laws are and what firearms do and their capabilities and their limitations. We generally tend to have more knowledge on the subject as is. We generally tend to understand the history of our gun laws in this country. We generally tend to have been in the debate a little bit longer. we generally tend to understand the laws that groups such as Everytown and Moms Demand Action are proposing a lot better than their rank and file supporters. And this gives us a huge advantage in the debate as is. Many of us were raised in homes where personal responsibility was a major value that was taught. So the idea that we need mommy and daddy government to come in and be responsible for us or tell us how to store our guns or tell us what to do with our guns, well, that kind of doesn't work on us so well. Many of us were raised in homes where we're brought up to not have thin skins. So when it comes push to shove on this one, when gun sense people, gun control advocates start accusing us of not caring about kids or claiming that we have small penises, it doesn't faze us. And even if you weren't raised in such a home, the second you join the gun rights side of the Second Amendment debate, you will find out real quickly what that's like. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when a gun controller decides to say you have a small penis or obsess over your genitals or call you a terrorist or say the blood's on your hand or say you don't really care about dead children or that you're a murderer. If you're black, that you're an Uncle Tom or something like that. It's going to happen if you're a gun rights advocate. And when you couple that with the consequences of losing in this arena as a gun rights advocate, as a gun owner, as a concealed carry holder, you find that all the abuse you put up with from the gun controllers is a small price to pay. It is small. It is pale in comparison to what they're going to do to you at the end of the day if they are allowed to win. Suffice to say, we have every incentive to continue pushing on, and we have absolutely zero incentive to care about your feelings. The leaders of the gun sense movement, aka the gun controllers, well, they also understand this. And they are also not beholden to you. You are cannon fodder to them. You are a means to pushing their agenda. So to those of you who are considering supporting gun sense, aka gun control, or those of you who support gun sense or gun control, I hope this video has been pretty informative to you, and I hope you will reconsider your support for those positions. And if you are still in favor of this gun sense, aka gun control, just be prepared to be thoroughly humiliated on social media. Be prepared to have a hard time with that. But for everybody, thanks for watching. If this has been informative to you, please get it out there. Share it. Please share this with all your fellow gun sense / gun control advocates so that they can be better informed and they can understand what they're getting into. Y'all take it easy out there.